Episode number 93. Time was, when a poet sat upon a stool in a public place, and mused in the sight of men. Mr. Cruncher, sitting on a stool in a public place, but not being a poet, mused as little as possible, and looked about him. It fell out that he was thus engaged in a season when crowds were few, and belated women few, and when his affairs in general were so unprosperous as to awaken a strong suspicion in his breast that Mrs. Cruncher must have been flopping, in some pointed manner, when an unusual concourse pouring down Fleet Street westward, attracted his attention. Looking that way, Mr. Cruncher made out that some kind of funeral was coming along, and that there was popular objection to this funeral, which engendered uproar. "Young Jerry," said Mr. Cruncher, turning to his offspring, "it's a burying." "Horror, father!" cried young Jerry. The young gentleman uttered this exultant sound with mysterious significance. The elder gentleman took the cry so ill, that he watched his opportunity, and smote the young gentleman on the ear. "What d'ye mean? What are you horroring at? What do you want to convey to your own father, you young rip? This boy is a-getting too many for me," said Mr. Cruncher, surveying him. "Him, and his horrors. Don't let me hear no more of you, or you shall feel some more of me. You hear?" "I won't doing no harm," young Jerry protested, rubbing his cheek. "Drop it then," said Mr. Cruncher. "I won't have none of your no harms. Get atop of that there seat, and look at the crowd." His son obeyed, and the crowd approached. They were bawling and hissing round a dingy hearse and dingy mourning coach, in which mourning coach there was only one mourner, dressed in the dingy trappings that were considered essential to the dignity of the position. The position appeared by no means to please him, however, with an increasing rabble surrounding the coach, deriding him, making grimaces at him, and incessantly groaning, and calling out, "Yah! Spies! TST! Yah! Spies!" with many compliments too numerous and forcible to repeat. Funerals had at all times a remarkable attraction for Mr. Cruncher. He always pricked up his senses, and became excited, when a funeral passed Tellson's. Naturally, therefore, a funeral with this uncommon attendance excited him greatly, and he asked of the first man, who ran against him, "What is it, brother? What's it about?" "I don't know," said the man. "Spies. Yah! TST. Spies." He asked another man, "Who is it?" "I don't know," returned the man, clapping his hands to his mouth nevertheless, and vociferating in a surprising heat, and with the greatest ardor, "Spies. Yah! TST, TST. Spy, wise." At length, a person better informed on the merits of the case, tumbled against him, and from this person he learned that the funeral was the funeral of one Roger Cly. "Was he a spy?" asked Mr. Cruncher. "Old Bailey spy," returned his informant. "Yah! TST. Yah! Old Bailey spy, aye, wise." "Why, to be sure," exclaimed Jerry, recalling the trial at which he had assisted. "I've seen him. Dead, is he?"